Rise and shine, they say. Good morning. This is Look Up TV. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. You're just in time for the morning drift, isn't it? It is 2026, the 6th Tuesday it is. You know, this years that start on Mondays, they're not really good. You know, a new year should start on a Friday. We should reorganize our calendars and say we cannot start the new year on a Monday. It doesn't look good, does it? It should start on a Friday so that we come to work for one day and then we go back home for the weekend and reset to open for the new year on Mondays. It's been a tough, looks like it's been, 3 days already. Just yesterday was Monday. Yeah, struggling to wake up, snoozing the alarms for 1 hour. That's not healthy. Anyway, we're here and we're going to keep on pushing until the end of the year as well. Thank you very much for being a part and parcel of our conversation this morning. We are still looking into the issues around the ODM party. We are anticipating a bombshell from that party, either in the course of the month or in the course of the week, in as much as Edwin Sifuna is concerned. We do have a lot of leaders who are speaking about what is going on within the party, inside and outside. James Arengo speaking yesterday, saying that he's got proper evidence that there are individuals within that party who want to sell ODM. And they're saying they're not going to allow that. So for us now, the only thing that we're going to do then is have conversations around this area. What do you think about the fate of one Edwin Sifuna? Does it mean that if he leaves the party, then the disintegration of ODM begins, or is it going to make the party strong? What do you make of the sentiments of one party leader, Oburu Odinga, who said that as it stands now, he is the only one who has got what it takes to run for presidency within that party? Has it locked every other person who wants to run for that top position in the country from within the party? Talk to us at Look Up TV across all your social media platforms. Has exactly what it is that we're going to talk about this morning, plus many other issues that we're going to look at as well in as regards parties getting ready for next year's general election. And if you are a Man United fan, then you're also starting afresh this year, because just yesterday, your trusted coach, Ruben Amorim, got the sack. Yeah, you're not so sure of who's going to be your next manager, but Fletcher, Darren, your old boy, is coming back to hold fort for a couple of days or months. We do not know until again you begin a new year. Lakini sasa swali ni mnaanza upya mara ngapi bana? Tangu Ferguson aenda mmeanza upya mara 11. It is what it is. On that note, then, let's take a look at the dailies this morning so we can see exactly what it is that you are waking up to this morning. And as usual, let's look at the Daily Nation this morning. And this is the big headline that they have here. Tea Bourbon's $3 billion deal costs Kenyan farmers Iran market. In 2023, Cup of Joe, a Kenyan tea exporter, sealed a deal with Dapsh, an Iranian farm, for a consignment over $20 million US, around 2.6 billion Kenyan shillings. Mr. Kamau Kimenda, the local company's director, was no stranger to the tea business, but this was no ordinary transaction. You want to know what this story is about? You're going to go all the way to page 4 of the Daily Nation so that you can read that story. There is a story here again on page 8. Ruto faces Mount Kenya test as UDA holds grassroots elections. Now the polls are expected to be a major popularity test for the president in the region, where his former deputy, Rigathi Gachagua, is marketing a new party, DCP. Page 8 of the Daily Nation. That story is covered there as well. And we do know how the central part of the country has been speaking, and even the by-elections that we did have, was it last year in November, was heavily contested, with the patterns that we observe in that area seen as a foreshadow to the way that the 2027 elections were going to be conducted. So this is going to be a key litmus test for the UDA party in that region. So let's look at another story here. 27 dead, all right, since January 1st. That's a big number. At least 27 people have died and 54 others injured in road accidents reported across the country. Now, let's go January 1st, 3 dead, 22 injured. January 2nd, 8 dead, 9 injured. January 3rd, 6 dead, 8 injured. And then this one on January 4th, 10. And that was yesterday, the day before yesterday, sorry. The wreckage of that 11-seater matatu belonging to the Nyuki Cup shuttle that collided head-on with a bus, killing 10 people at Karai on the Nakuru-Nairobi highway Sunday night. Is, you know, gory images right there. 10 people losing their lives as they're making their way into the city after the festivities, so their loved ones just didn't get that call that we arrived safely. That didn't happen. Alarm over bloody start of the year with the horror road crashes is a story that has been covered here. Highways of death, at least 27 people have been killed in road accidents in the first 4 days of the new year, raising concerns that the carnage that occasioned more deaths last year compared to 2024 still persists. The latest tragedy claimed 10 lives at Karai on the Nakuru-Nairobi highway, where former Minister Cyrus Jirongo died in December. That story has been covered on page 2 as well. It looks like a black spot in that area. And the big contrast, by the way, in this accident with the one that killed Cyrus Jirongo, even witnesses were, you know, interviewed. We could see them in a hospital. We could see them making reports of how the accident happened. Just curious Kenyans, really try and make comparisons of that accident that killed one Cyrus Jirongo with the one that happened yesterday. The day before yesterday, sorry. Good. All right, let's cross over then and look at the Standard as well, see what is covered here. So top story here, die-hard traitor is the story. For nearly 15 years, Suna East Member of Parliament, Yunat Mohammed, has hardly missed in the country's key political moments, a man unafraid of even mortifying himself, if need be, to sell his political agenda or that of his masters to the masses, is certainly facing an unexpected attacks, which include a Judas Iscariot label from his fellow leaders in ODM party. His responses have, rather than cool tempers, flared them up, and even the party yesterday refused to comment on the matter, and instead members of parliament drawn from it called on its leader to call for a housekeeping meeting. That story has been covered on page 6, 7, and 8. In fact, Sifuna allegedly called him Mushenzi, is what we're going to talk about this morning as well. This is what Junet Mohammed is saying. Let the record also be set straight. Raila would have had no reason whatsoever to appoint me, Junet Mohammed, as the leader of minority in the National Assembly if I had truly betrayed him, as what he's saying. Have some shame, Junet. How dare you open a can of worms you know very well would eat you alive, all right? This is Ole Country as the comms chief agent in 2022. And this is some of the conversations that have also gone deep into the ODM party, with some of them saying that it's time for even the SG now to step out, especially after abusing him, calling him Shenzi. Now, what does it stand then? Because if it's indeed true that the allegations that have been pushed against Junet Mohammed stand the waters, then we're in for quite a treat in the ongoings within this party. Good. That's exactly what we're going to talk about this morning. In fact, they do form part of what we're going to talk about this morning. And if you want to be involved, then you know exactly what to do online and look up TV across all your social media platforms. I am at Kiagesim. But on that note then, let's move away from what is happening on the dailies this morning and across into what's going on in your trends this morning. And I would like for us to begin with a story that has been trending, that has caught one Kileleshwa MCA, that is Robert Alai, involved with Embakasi East Member Parliament, that is Babu Owino. Is a case that is really gotten Kenyans talking, and as it stands now, CCTV footages indeed incriminate one MCA, for Kileleshwa, Robert Alai. So Babu Owino has been speaking on exactly what's been going on. Let's just listen to him this morning and see exactly what his side of the story is.
It's a restaurant. May not mention the name of the restaurant for the purpose of the clientele. And you know the restaurant, of course. So yesterday at around 3:30 p.m., I received a call from a friend of mine, a man of God, a clergyman, and he said that he wanted to see me. So we set up a meeting at the said restaurant. Then I drove straight to that place, to the restaurant. I was alone because I'd given my security officers off, time to spend with their family members during this festive season. And reaching there, of course, I met with the man of God. We shared. We met only for around 15 to 20 minutes. Then, because recently I'd had some issues with myself, because I underwent some procedure, medical procedure, so I was just going back home. When I stood up, there was a table next to ours that there were several people who sat by that table, including Mheshimiwa Robert Alai, and I opted to say hi to them as a leader. It was only courteous to say hi to these leaders, to these people, including Alai as a leader. So I greeted all of them, finished with Alai because he was seated at the farthest end, then stood next to him. And before I left, there's one of them who said that, you know, Babu, you will be a governor of Nairobi. Then Alai became mad, and from that point, he stood up, pushed me, saying, you cannot be a governor of Nairobi. You sent people to attack my wife on social media. Then immediately, he removed a gun, cocked the pistol, came straight, hit me with the pistol on my chest. Then moved back. Then I just stood. Then a short time, punched me on my right jaw. Still stood looking at him. Then there was a police officer. He was seated with several DCI officers. One of the DCI officers went and took the gun from him. By this time I'd done nothing, but I wanted to understand what problem there was between me and Mheshimiwa Alai, because Mheshimiwa has been attacking me away from the university. We can't say that it was because of his wife, because at the university, who was attacking the wife? Nobody. So I told Alai to sit down after all this scuffle, and he sat down. Then one of the DCI officers also sat in between us. Then I asked Alai to explain to me what wrong I'd done to him and to apologize for what he did. Upon hearing the issue of apology, he said, you know, I can kill you.
So that's the side of the story that Babu has for us this morning on exactly what happened between him and Robert Alai. But if you look at those CCTV images that were released yesterday, you'll see exactly the part of that story actually marries with what is giving us right here. It's on an interesting angle, but yes, you can tell that whatever is narrating here transpired on the ground. So let's look at exactly what Kenyans are saying on this story. Ken saying Alai is the aggressor. The only thing Babu did not mention in his statement is that he punched Alai in self-defense. Kuna ngumi alilima Alai. And yeah, as you can see that from the CCTV images, self-defense. You can see who started it and how it transpired. All right? If you go down to some comments here, Peter Award who's saying, looks like Alai is the aggressor. Wannabe Kingpin is just immature for anything. Zachary Oguda who's saying, if you listen to Babu Wino's narration, akasema hata he remained calm despite the provocation, kuna ngumi zilitembea. It's true. We're not disputing that. Yeah. All right. King was saying, when you watch the 50th second of this video, you will see who threw the first punch, whether the other also threw a punch. After this video, go listen to both accounts of the politicians, and you'll realize that all politicians are liars. The narratives are inconsistent. That's what they're saying. Alai also has a side of the story. Is coming to say that he wasn't the aggressor, but you can actually tell from the CCTV images on who was the aggressor and who was wronged in that in those videos. Good. On that note then, let's cross over and look at other images this morning, or trending issues this morning. And this is the accident that we've spoken about this morning. About 10 were killed and several others severely injured after a Green Line bus collided head-on with an Nanyuki Cabs shuttle at Karai around 11:30 p.m. on Sunday, 4th of January 2026, at the same spot where former Lugari Member of Parliament Silas Jirongo died weeks ago. All right, Makina was saying this is just painful to see. Should we start the night travel ban? One has to be very careful to operate optimally at night. A lot of careless overtaking happens with buses and trailers. If you don't give way, you'll perish. All right, the president should relook this matter. Gilbert Odera was saying same kind of prayer is indeed in this region now. Good. Master Mando saying Nanyuki cabs inafanya nini Naivasha? You know, Nanyuki bound cabs, are they supposed to go to Naivasha? These are the images that we're getting from that area. Station room was saying that the Green Light company belongs to Wetangula. Is it true? I do not know, man. All right, finally then, we do have at Vosti, who's saying this morning, if only our major roads had single carriage lanes from Mombasa to even Nakuru, we would have saved countless lives. So sad. Rest in peace to the ones we have needlessly lost. We do agree on that. We do agree on that fully on your account this morning. All right, let's cross over then to the final trend that we have for you this morning on another man by the name Pastor Jimmy Iwungu, all right, was trying to hug a tree for 80 hours. He has launched the effort in Murang'a town following Trufena Mdone's inspiring 72-hour hug for environmental conservation and climate action. For him, he's trying to, raise awareness of cancer. Let's Let's try and listen to.
So atamaliza on Thursday in the morning at 5:27. Ameanza saa 3:57 na 27. Ameanza saa 3:27. Atamaliza on Thursday 5 asubuhi na 27. Haya pincheza hata maneno yako wewe. Dragon siku ine hadi Thursday. Tuko Murang'a, baby Kedi, tuko Murang'a. Anaka for 80 hours. So atamaliza on Thursday in the morning at 5:27. Ameanza saa 3.
That's the story. I'm not going to talk so much about it. So some crazy Kenyans, or some creative Kenyans have gone online, and they've said they've tried to ask Grok. If you don't know, Grok is an AI driven software that will also respond to you on X. And this one is saying, ask this question: Grok, does one have to go on a toilet or a long break on a toilet or a short call during a trigger hanging exercise? All right. Does also one have to go off for lunch break? This is what Grok is answered this morning. I'm just going to read this one. It's saying, in the tree-hugging marathons like Trufena Mdoni's 72-hour record, Guinness rules typically allow short rest breaks, up to 5 minutes per completed hour, which can be accumulated for bathroom needs or quick meals, as long as the clock runs continuously and contact is maintained otherwise. Pastor Jimmy's challenge likely follows similar guidelines. Okay? This is the rule as per Grok this morning. If you continue, Mudhoni practice for long, huyu amepractice. Ndio swali wanauliza kama Pastor Jimmy amepractice. There is also Satok who's saying, I hope he achieves his goal. All right. El Majiko who's saying, this kind of trend is now becoming weird. And then there is Smooth Move who's saying, wanaume ukishashika pesa na mabadi, huyo ameamua kushika mti. It is. What do you think of this tree hugging challenge? Yeah, it's been meant to trend by Kenyans, first started by Mudhoni Trufena, sorry, and you see she was appointed, right, by the president as the ambassador for the tree planting exercise in the country. Do you think Pastor Jimmy is also going to go to that direction? And you can see it's full on in the night, and he said he's going to spend his good time here so that he can achieve his goal. Talk to us at Look Up TV across all your social media platforms. We will talk back to you because, yes, we like having those conversations with you online. The bigger conversation this morning is essentially touching on what is going on within the ODM political party. What is the core conflict? Now, at the center of this conflict is Edwin Sifuna, the Secretary General of the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM, and Nabobi Senator, whose recent public statements have exposed structural tensions within the party about its direction ahead of the 2027 general elections. Now, what Sifuna is saying is that his vocal criticism of the broad-based government pact and his own party's internal direction has drawn strong reactions from both supporters and critics within ODM. As it stands, some party officials have called for his removal from the position of the SG. Some have called for a proper disciplinary action just to point him in the right direction. Which way for ODM and Edwin Sifuna? That's the conversation that we're going to have this morning online and Look Up TV across all your social media platforms. I can already see the guests who are joining us this morning already coming into the studio so that we can have that conversation. Have your say as well at Look Up TV across all your social media platforms. Do you believe that is indeed time for disciplinary action to be taken against Sifuna? Once we come back right here on The Morning Drift. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. See you on the other side of the break. Goodbye.
taarifa zinapochipuka na kutufikia papa hapa kwenye makao makuu ya chumba cha habari cha runinga ya Look Up, kwenye taifa, kwenye serikali, kwenye bunge, tunajitosa hadi kwenye sauti ya wenyeji ili kupata tu maoni ya wenyeji kuhusu masuala haya yanayochipuka.
Maana hii kitu inaenda kuumiza Mkenya kwa tax.
Hakuna kitu tunafurahia. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sisi tunaumia, si ati tunaumia ile ya kiukweli. Juu maisha ni ngumu.
Na bila shaka tunapata maoni yao ili sauti yao ipate kusikika. Na watasema hili, waseme lile, watasema hiki, na waseme kile, almuradi sauti yao ipate taa.
Mambo ya mafuta tena imekuwa ni changamoto zaidi kwa kila mtu, kwa bodaboda.
Uchumi ikikuwa stable, tunaamini mambo itakuwa sawa sawa.
Kwanza liko na ria wa boda, mama mboga nini. Hao sasa ndio wamefinywa zaidi man.
Mpenzi mtazamaji, hii ni bunge la wenyeji.
I recall the doctor telling me that day, he said, "Sarah, I'm sorry about what happened to you, but you see, life happens. You would have to learn to work with your hands, depend on your hands more."
And today, if you're going through anything that you do not understand, just call on this name, Jesus, and he will save you.
I realized I loved music when I was about 7 or 8. I used to puff my cheeks and play the 12-bar blues. Like I'd walk around the house doing like...
Why do we need the Holy Spirit?
I mean, if you look at what Jesus said when he was leaving, he said he is going and that he will send the Holy Spirit as our helper.
So God knows everything since the end, from the beginning, has a plan for your life. So to find that plan for your life, you must find God. When you find God, you will know the path for your life.
Save a Life is a non-profit organization that has taken the front line in transforming lives in the entire country. So far, we have transformed the life of over 100,000 people through our programs, which include medical support, youth empowerment, street family program, feeding program, and climate change. Join us today as we transform lives. As we always say, service to humanity is service to God. Save a life, transforming lives.
Do you need a dose of hope? If so, you are in the right place. We think of ourselves around here as hope dealers, delivering truth, power, and inspiration to hearts and minds all over the world. If nothing else has worked for you, why not give the God thing a try? For it's in the presence of God that you'll find everything that you need. Amen.
How easy is it for you to forgive someone who has hurt you?
How easy is it?
What are some tips, a person can apply to improve their public speaking skills?
We all have personality lazy somewhere around us.
In my mind, whenever I'm invited for a public speaking event, I don't like to put a lot of, accessories or too many colors.
What are the major things to look out when choosing a school for a child?
Another cheesy conversation starter is, men do this a lot. They look familiar. Have we met before? No. We met in
Nobody's buying that line again.
No, we don't. We don't buy it anymore.
Wengine walikula pesa ya Uhuru Kenyatta sawasawa. Mimi najua kama katibu mkuu, pesa nyingi ambaye tulifanyia campaign ilikuwa inatoka kwa Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta. Alitusupport kihali na mali, ni ukweli. Lakini sasa si saa hii. kuna mshenzi mmoja ametambua kwamba kuna ubaya ya pesa ya Uhuru Kenyatta. Nataka niulize Junet, wewe Junet, pesa ya Uhuru ilianza kuwa mbaya siku gani? Siku ile ulikuwa unachukua hiyo pesa na hata yote hukuleta kwa chama, ingine ulikula peke yako na mabibi yako. Siku ile tutaanza audit ya uchaguzi wa mwaka 2022. Ni vizuri umeanzisha hiyo debate, kila mtu aseme ile kazi alifanya 2022. Wewe ulikuwa unakula pesa ya Uhuru, badala ulipe agents, ukaacha hawa kina Wamunyoro wakatupiga 10-0. Saa hii tunalia huko nje. Kama sio wewe Junet, tungekuwa kwa serikali. So mimi huwezi nitisha bwana, hawezi kunitisha. Wanasema Nairobi, ukipata sponsor mpya usianze kutukana ule alikutoa kwa bed sitter. So mimi nataka nikamilie hapo, niwaambie Mheshimiwa Gachagua, hakuna mtu ambaye ana uwezo ya kunifukuza ndani ya chama cha ODM. Wewe tulia tu. Sisi Waluya tunasema mkienda kuwinda mnyama ambaye amekuwa akikula kondoo, anakula kuku yako, amuendi wote kwa laini moja namna hii. Sijui kama mnanielewa. Mnanielewa? Wewe ingilia hii pande, akifikiria ni wewe, anasikia amepigwa mshale ya kifua. Anasikia mwingine amemshika shingo, mwingine amemshika mguu, kidogo kidogo fisi wapi? Chini. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka mkae ngangari. Sisi ndani ya ODM tunaamini kile kitu baba alituambia. Wengine walikula pesa ya Uhuru Kenyatta sawa sawa. Mimi najua kama katibu mkuu, pesa nyingi ambaye tulifanyia campaign ilikuwa inatoka kwa Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta. Alitusupport kihali na mali, ni ukweli. Lakini sasa si saa hii kuna mshenzi mmoja ametambua kwamba kuna ubaya ya pesa ya Uhuru Kenyatta. Nataka niulize Junet, wewe Junet,
this morning is a man who's breathing fire. That is the SG for ODM, Edwin Sifuna. And if you look at what we're talking about this morning, it is Sifuna against the system. That's exactly where we find ourselves this morning. There have been a lot of calls, and we're going to go directly and play those clips for you this morning. So you see the position that Sifuna finds himself in. That word is used there, and I will translate it for you. Hiyo pesa tulipatiwa ya kampeni, ulienda kwa kula na mabibi zako wengi, alafu kuna mshenzi mahali. And we do know huyo mshenzi ni nani this morning. For those who are doubting anything, it is one Junet Mohammed, who has responded, and I'm going to tell you exactly what he said. Let me then introduce the guests who are joining us this morning. We do have Ashiuka Douglas, who is the National Chair, UDA Lobby Groups. How are you doing, sir? Karibu sana.
I'm happy to have you this morning.
That's it. Happy to have you around as well. We also have Hon Joyce Wamayo, HSC, who is an economic and political analyst and the face behind the petition of the Rironi Mau Summit Road. I know she's been in your screens towards the end of last year. We have her back in the studio then, so we can talk about this as well. Joyce, how are you doing?
I'm all right. Happy New Year to the Rukas of, to the viewers of Rukap TV. Happy to be in Rukap. Rukap is our family.
That's it. Happy to have you around.
Thank you so much.
Shuka, let me begin with you. It's a conversation that you and I were having last year, towards the end of last year. One Sifuna is a man who's been in headlines. It's not the very first time. And you and I spoke about it, and you drew the lines. You said he's playing politics that he doesn't need to play now. You see where it has gotten him now. Party members are saying it's time that we take him to face a disciplinary action. Is Sifuna right or wrong? Is he fighting a war that he doesn't need to fight?
Thank you so much, Mr. Simba. What is happening in ODM, I'm not surprised at all with what is happening in ODM, bearing in mind that the only leader they knew for the last 20 years, the late Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, is not there. And this vacuum was completely unimaginable. It came a blow from nowhere. So what is happening in ODM, I'm not completely surprised. It is expected, if you look at it even from the previous history about the political parties in the world and even in Kenya.
Yes.
If you look at the Communist Party of China, how it was formed and how it is being run today. If you look at the ANC of South Africa, immediately the founding father of the nation, Nelson Mandela, came to power. All South Africans were telling him to go for a second term. But he refused. He said, me, I was not hungry for power. I wanted to liberate my country, and I've done it. But within the ANC party, there were forces similar to what is happening in ODM. The only unfortunate thing in ODM is that the leader passed on unexpectedly. But in South Africa, I'm trying to draw parallels so that we can understand. But in South Africa, Mandela said, I have achieved what I wanted to achieve for the people of South Africa. But within the party, South Africa party, we were people who wanted to inherit and succeed Nelson Mandela. If you look, those people who have been fighting within the ANC before South Africa got independence, we had Thabo Mbeki, who was senior in age, and we had Cyril Ramaphosa, who was the powerful Secretary General and a business person. So after this, after Mandela said, no, I have done my best, I need to move on, we had power struggle within the ANC party between Thabo Mbeki and Cyril Ramaphosa. It took Nelson Mandela himself, the legend, to say, no, we need to have continuity in the party. And therefore, for this moment, I'll support Thabo Mbeki for the presidency. Cyril Ramaphosa, you can wait. And you can see, by that, he was preparing succession, smooth succession for the party.
Yes.
And it happened. After Thabo Mbeki, we had Jacob Zuma and Cyril Ramaphosa, and so forth. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, what is happening in ODM, it is bound to happen because we have got dynamics, power play. People want to come and succeed the vacuum that was left by the party leader, which was completely unexpected. And this is now where you find that we have got cracks in the leadership. After the demise of Raila Amolo Odinga, in my view,
yes,
I think the party should have moved very fast and constituted a national delegates conference, which should have installed leader from the mandate of the people.
Yes.
So that this leader will have the mandate of the people and can therefore guide the party leadership. But at the moment, we have an interim party leader installed by the Central Management Committee, which other leaders feel it is not right, and therefore he has got no mandate from the people to give orders or give guidance.
That's it.
And therefore, that's why you find that within the party, we have cracks. We have got two factions. One being led by Senator Sifuna, Pablo Wino, James Egri-Orengo, Anyang' Nyong'o, and the likes. And the other faction being led by the interim chair, Oburu Odinga, Gladys Wanga, Obiya Wandayi, and the likes. So this one, I cannot say that there is somebody now who can give guidance wholesale in ODM until and unless we have a national delegate conference.
That's it.
So that we get the leadership that is from the people. Mm-hmm. That is only when we shall have peace in ODM, and that's when the party now it will read from the same script.
Yes.
And that leader will get the respect of the people. Otherwise, of now, what is being played is power play because of personal interest, and everybody being in politics want to go to the next level. So this is bound to happen until and unless the ODM party holds a national delegates conference.
Fantastic. It's a good point that you've ended it there. Because, Shuka, as we speak this morning, the next question that you're going to help us understand this morning is whether your party leader, that is one, President Dr. William Ruto, is also involved in the power play that we're seeing within the ODM party. In fact, on that point you mentioned there, the NDC, does he want it to happen? And if it happens, does he stand to gain or lose from the decisions that the NDC is going to make? Because the same people who are pushing for the NDC are the same people that are not for the broad-based government. Conversation will be coming there. Joyce, let me also rope you into the conversation. This war that Edwin Sifuna is fighting within the party, does he need to fight it now? Because we do know that he's agreed that this broad-based government conversation was supposed to take ODM all the way to 2027 and not after the 2027 general elections. Everybody within the party is resigned to that fact that yes, we do understand that this deal for the broad-based government is to take us all the way to the 2027 general elections. Is he fighting a war that he doesn't need to fight now? Should he wait? And number two, he's now picked a war with some party leaders as well within the ODM. Case in point, Junet Mohammed. It's been always hushed. It's been rumors that Junet Mohammed ate the money that was supposed to use for their campaigns in the 2022 general elections. Edwin Sifuna has now come out and said, look here, there is no way you're taking me. I know, I've got the receipts. I know very well that you and a couple of guys within our party ate the money that was supposed to be used to conduct our elections, which we sadly lost. And he's saying that it's because of you that we lost that election. Is he fighting the right war at the right time? Is Edwin Sifuna looking like a man who all of a sudden wants to fight the guys that he doesn't agree with in ODM?
Thank you so much, Simba. Way back last year, I remember we were seated on the same room, and we were with you and two other guests. When we were discussing the 10 points, remember when we were discussing last year, the 10 points in when the rate Raila Odinga wanted to join the broad-based government.
Yes.
And we remember it was like an ambush to Sifuna. You can remember he was asked to read. We could see from even the body language that something was not right.
That's it.
And signals and red flags started way back, February 2025, not 2026. It's only that it has now blown up the out of proportion now. But we started seeing the signs early last year. We remember when they were given the script to read, it's like he was uncomfortable with some points that were raised in the 10 points agenda. In the mid last year, remember when Albert Ojang, the late Albert Ojang, who was murdered at Central Police Station here, Sifuna was on the floor again saying that we are not in this broad-based government until the 10 points agenda have been actualized and concluded. This is an issue that have been brewing in, there's a lot of discord that have been brewing in the ODM, even when Baba was arrived.
Yes.
So this war is not about now to 2026. This is an issue that have been going on. The last meeting that Baba attended at Manzoruj, what was the position? That we are in the broad-based government. And he posed a question, who tells you that we will not field a candidate in 2027? So these are issues that have been there. The wars in ODM are not erupting immediately after the death of the founder, the party leader, Raila Odinga. These are issues that have been there. The best part with ODM is that it has, the democracy in the ODM is profound and is very, very good. That we had two warring functions that were still in the same house under Baba's leadership, and the matters never reached as they are today. When Sifuna takes us back to the 2022 general elections, I want to concur with Sifuna. I was the Azimio agent in Nyadaro County, and we received zero monies. Even today, we still have our invoices at the Azimio Coalition offices somewhere, yes, and we have not been paid. So literally, Sifuna is talking from the heart, yes, and Sifuna is talking like the common one in Chi,
yes,
who thinks that Azimio Rost We did not lose because we did not do our campaigns right. We lost because some persons, the rights of Junet Mohammed, who was seated somewhere, made Wamunyoro and his team to win. Let us leave the 2022 general elections. Sifuna represents Wajiko. During the burial, the faithful, I think it was late October,
yes.
When we were burying Baba, Sifuna said, and was echoed by other party leaders, including now very senior leaders, let the people decide. Don't push this coalition. Don't push it to the broad-based government. Let people decide. And this is what other party leaders tried to echo, even during when we were burying Baba. But again, that was trashed. When they were celebrating 20 years, ODM at 20, and this is where my brother is forgetting, they endorsed 183-year award, Dr. Oburu as the party leader. We remember even the daughter of the late Raila, Winnie herself said, you have goofed. These are people who are in the front line, who are members of the ODM, who are serious members of any structure within the ODM that are telling them, kindly don't push. When the governor Mombasa, when Governor Mombasa County proposed Raila, proposed Oburu as the party leader, we had a lot of discords. We had a lot of bad blood passing through. Why? Because we have two functions of the ODM. The one that is supporting the party leadership from the grassroots are the one that are benefiting from the broad-based government. And what Sifuna is trying to deal with now is the systems that are within, the systems that have been preparing the broad-based government. And that is where now the war is. Sifuna is not anti-ODM. Sifuna is pro-ODM. Even when Baba was arrived, Sifuna had the interest of the ODM at heart. But the functions within now, my brothers, my friend here, the functions within UDA are the ones that are splitting ODM. Mm-hmm. Of course, in the sidelines, we also have Jubilee trying to benefit from the fallout of the ODM. Yes. Are they going to win? Wajiko will see. Wajiko from whichever part of the county will see. Sifuna is right. Let the decisions of the ODM be taken to the party, to the grassroots, and let them decide which direction should we take. When you attended the burial of Silas Jirongo, that was last week. Last week. He repeated the same, he echoed the same. He even suggested something, that even in the Ruya community, we can have a presidential candidate. So he is even overstepping what his other party members think. This gentleman is overstepping his boundaries. Look at the senator of... look at Senator Okech, what he said. No, we need to get this guy out of our way, because he's overstepping his mandate. His mandate. Sifuna, what he's doing, he's facing the bull by the horn. And the bull by the horn is telling the systems, we had you in 2022, and you failed us as the ODM. That's it. Systems, even in 2027, if we are going to take you as systems, you are going to fail us. So I think it is the high time Gladys Waga and her associates listen to what Sifuna is telling them, because Sifuna is talking from the point of they know that we had the money, we had the deep state, we had everything, yet we failed. So even come to the 2027, we have everything with us here. Who tells you that with the system that you are going to win? So Sifuna is fighting the system and is telling the rights of the ODM grassroots leaders that we need to be careful with the systems, because in the past, the systems have failed us.
That's it. That point, I want to go back because Joyce has mentioned it. And I want to echo it like this. We know the history of where we are right now as the ODM party. And even before you respond, I want to take you back to the by-elections campaign in Kasipul, where UDA sent the vice president, Kithure Kindiki, and even the Nairobi governor was right there in Kasipul to drum support for the UDA candidate. And this is exactly what I want to put across to you, Shiuka, this morning. There was a question that was asked by the Vice President before Oburu Odinga was confirmed as the party leader for ODM. And I will echo, and this is what he said, not verbatim, but I'll get it 90%. Do you support Oburu Odinga as your party leader? Then the people of Kasipul, all in unison, said yes. Couple of weeks later, Oburu Odinga was confirmed as the party leader for ODM. Straightforward, when they were going for the ODM at 20 celebrations in Mombasa, guess who paid to very youth from Nairobi for the ODM celebrations? Party leader for UDA. Guess who unapologetically went and said, I'm the founding member of ODM as well, the party leader for UDA. And we sat here and questioned why some members in ODM just allowed that to happen. Because in proper politics, you don't find somebody who belongs to the other party meddling with the affairs of another party. Do you believe that in some way that UDA is happy with what is going on with ODM right now? Because in true honesty, Shiuka, I should ask you this before you start answering this question this morning. Would you be happy if ODM fielded a strong candidate for presidency in 2027? As a party, what do you want to happen?
Thank you so much. Before I proceed, allow me to defend my party. My gracious sister here said that our party leader is the one responsible for what is happening in ODM right now. I say no in capital letters. UDA party, and for that matter, our party leader, His Excellency the President, has got absolutely nothing. He has got no hand in what is happening in ODM. What is happening in ODM, even though we have an interim party leader selected by the Central Management Committee, for us to cure what is happening in ODM, let us not remove our eyes from the real thing. The real thing that can cure what is happening in ODM, yes. And I want to advise the interim party leader, Dr. Oburu Odinga, and tell him like this. If you want to be a leader of an orchestra, you must be ready to show your back to the audience. The only thing that can diffuse and can put fire that is happening in ODM, and I repeat, is not apportioning blame, because in my view, the brigade of Edwin Sifuna are right, and the brigade of Gladys Wanga are right. Both of them have a right, because they don't have a substantive leader who has got a mandate from the delegates all over the country to give guidance. They don't have that mandate. And that is what is supposed to be done as soon as yesterday.
Yes.
So that this apportioning blame and blaming our party leader should not arise. If, for that matter, in the spirit of cooperation, and in the moment of the ODM having lost its party leader, who was cooperating with His Excellency the President and the UTA as a party, if the party leader and the party saw in its wisdom to support the function that was in Mombasa for the founders of the party, I think it was in good spirit.
Were you happy as a party? And that's where it starts. I mean, Shiuka, as the chairperson, you in the lobby groups, and this is what he said. And by the way, I've been asking you this question, you never really answered me. When he said, I'm not going to apologize to anybody.
Who said that?
Your party leader.
Yes, what did he say? In which context was he saying that?
He said, I'm not going to apologize to anybody. I'm also a founding member of ODM.
Yes.
But according to your party constitution, you can't belong to two parties. Can you? It's either you belong to one side or you don't belong to the other side.
Yes, I agree you cannot belong to two parties.
So why?
But we have got privileges.
That's it. So why didn't you raise a question when your party leader is paying or facilitating the events of another political party?
You know, that one, I will not, what I'll say like this.
Yes.
If he did.
Yes, and he did.
If he did.
He did.
Are we sure if he did as a person or as a party?
Regardless.
Because let me say this. Maybe he did it in the context of him being a life member of ODM. Because that function, was for ODM founding members.
Semantics, really.
You get me? So there is a difference.
Yes.
You know, even if I'm a member of UDA, a life member of UDA for that matter, and I decide to be a general member, you have to differentiate between being a life member. Being a life member, there is no you enjoy all the privileges until you die. But being an active party member, that's where we draw the line. That's where we draw the line. Because if I'm a founding member of a certain organization, and the constitution says that founding members, they will enjoy certain privileges. You get me? I am entitled to enjoy those privileges as long as I'm alive.
That's it.
Whether I leave that organization or not. Because when it comes to being a life member, that privilege is with me.
I want you to come in. The leadership of UDA must be suffering from what we call the selective actions. One Boni Harware, who supported the candidates of the Seth Panyako during the previous by-elections, by him supporting a DAPK candidate, when the DAPK candidate rose, when they came back to Nairobi, he was de-whipped. That is an active member of UDA. So on one side, the president is an active member of UDA and goes and participates actively in the affairs of another party. Nobody de-whips him, but another active member of UDA, who was the majority leader, comes back to the parliament, to the Senate, as he is de-whipped. Why do we have that selective way of doing things with UDA?
Let me tell you. We have that because, as a party member, you must be loyal to the party, and you must follow the guidance of the party and the party leader.
That's it.
When he supported the DAP Kenya candidate, UDA party has got no working relationship with the DAP Kenya. But here in ODM, UDA and ODM have a working relationship together in the broad-based government, in the broad-based agreement. So, and you remember when we had the by-elections?
Yes.
We mapped where ODM had the stronghold, we left it to go there because in the spirit of the broad-based. So if the president and the party of UDA felt it okay to support what happened, the broken happened in Mombasa, it was okay because UDA and ODM have a working relationship, even if it is up to 2027.
Yes.
So they can support each other mutually as they work on how they are going to engage from 2027 moving forward.
That's it.
But you see, for Dr. Boni Halware, my friend, Senator Boni Halware, for him to go against the party choice in Malaba and support the DAP Kenya candidate, I think the party was justified to de-whip him in the Senate.
So I want you to answer this question because I'm going to go back and also pick up the same issue with Joyce as well. In the true interest of UDA party, Shiyuka, would you be happy if ODM today started to chart their own way to 2027? Because that's what the likes of Sifuna are calling for. They're saying, well, nobody's saying no to the broad-based government conversation. He himself has said it. It was all the way to 2027, but not beyond 2027. Would you be happy as a party today if UDA came in and announced, if ODM came in and announced, since it's 2026 now, it's just 1 year to the 2027 general elections. This is our plan. We're going to field our own presidential candidate, and this is how our campaigns officially begin. Would you be happy as a party?
That's fine. We should be happy. As a party, we should be happy because political parties are formed to get power.
Yes.
And if they feel that will be the best way for them to get power, it will be fine.
That's it.
But that does not stop us from as UDA party, not to engage them. If they want to chart their way and want to get away, what stops us from having an engagement beyond 2027?
That's it.
We shall engage them.
So, would you also then tell us this morning, if you listen to the guys who are in the broad-based government, I'm talking about the likes of Opio and actually there's the one who's leading that conversation and the CS Treasury and planning, all of them are saying that we do not want to be out of the government. All of them. They're speaking in one voice that this conversation has to take us beyond 2027. Who are they speaking for?
My friend, Mr. Simba, you know, politics is about interest. And politics is always dynamic. And these guys, CS Wandai and John Mbadi, you know, they have been in the opposition trenches for so long. They have suffered in the opposition trenches.
Shuka, they've always been, these guys have always been in government.
Not in government, but they have been in the opposition all through.
But
ODM has never formed a government.
They've been members of parliament.
Yes, but ODM, but not a CS. Somebody like Mbadi, it was a dream come true for him to be a CS even one day. Because they have been in opposition all through. So they know the benefits of being in government. And at this moment, I don't think there is anybody who can tell CS Mbadi or Wandai or for Praia for that matter to move out of government.
That's
because any politician, for that matter, me being included, I don't aspire to be a politician to be in the opposition.
But Shiuka, so the question
I'll do whatever it takes for me to be in government.
The question being, if you agree that there's a split in ODM,
yes,
and you do agree with that,
I agree.
Who's sponsoring the split?
There is nobody who's sponsoring the split in ODM.
There can't be a split if there's nobody who's sponsoring.
What we have in ODM is competing interests.
That's it.
To fill the vacuum left by Baba. And the only remedy that can, the only medicine that can do to fuse this interest, competing interest, is for the ODM party to have a national delegate conference. So that they should, as soon as they do that, I can assure you, ODM, this competing interest will collapse into one. As soon as they have the national delegate conference. That's it. Because now the person who will have been elected as the party leader will have the support and the mandate from all the delegates all over the country. Therefore, nobody within the ODM will have any issue to question the position taken or given by that party leader. But as of now, we have an interim who does not have the mandate of a national delegates conference, which is the highest organ, decision-making organ of the party.
That's it.
So that is the disease. Don't blame UDA. Don't blame the medicine is here and are prescribed. And for the ODM party to listen to me, if they can listen to me, if they can listen to me, then I can assure you they will not bandage the wound. They'll get the injection. The injection is an NDC.
Joyce.
But now what they're trying to cover, the bandage, is just covering the bandage, but the wound is still.
Two issues that we're looking here, and we're going to look at what Abdul Samad spoke yesterday. That's the Mombasa governor. Let's look at it like this. Shuka agrees there is a clear split within ODM, and the split is quite simple. And this is what Sifuna is presenting. He insists that the major decisions that are being made in ODM must be referred to party structures and rank and file members, including strategy around alliances and elections. That's what he's saying. But you see, when Sifuna says, look here, we need to start preparing our party for the 2027 general elections. The other side, led by the likes of Mbadi, says, we need to be in government beyond 2027. Our people have always been out of government. Sifuna says, nobody's saying no. But then, Can we come together and have this conversation? We need to field our party members to run for these positions in 2027. That's where the split begins. Do you feel that already there's a sponsored split here? Why all of a sudden, if you do agree that the broad-based government deal was to take us to 2027, why is it that every time Sifuna stands up to say, okay then gentlemen and ladies, let's prepare our party for 2027, the other side that is operating in government, as Shuka puts it, says, no, we need to talk about what we need to do beyond 2027. We need to remain here. Why do they want to remain there if they've not been told, you gotta remain here? Do you feel like it's sponsored? Number two, let's look at the guys who've called for an NDC. Babu Wino comes out and says, you know what? Who told you, you leaders who are seated here, that I could hold a position within this party? Winnie Odinga stands up and says, you know what? As it stands, only Raila Amolo Odinga understood what this deal really meant. What we need to do is go into an NDC, get party leaders who can take us beyond 2027. But you can see there was already an uproar within the party. Who are you to tell us what the party needs to do? Before you know it, Oburu Odinga last week declared that as it stands, according to the party constitution, is the only one who can run for presidency. But we know that if he runs, he might not win it. Are these conversations sponsored?
I'm happy with my friend Shuka, because deliberately he's avoiding to say yes. Just say yes. You know, when his party leader goes for any function, that is when major declarations are made for in UDA.
Yes.
Right last year, yes. They went for a tournament. It's Suna. That was sponsored by Junet. And I'm sure Shuka was around the periphery of the football field. And what did Junet say in the face of Junet and Gladys Wagga? What did they say in the face of the party leader, the UDA party leader? Yes. That one gentleman from Jubilee is sponsoring, they were loud enough. That Jubilee is sponsoring the spirit. My brother has said, there's no spirit whatsoever. Junet in the presence of the party leader, UDA says, another party is sponsoring the spirit in ODM. When the party leader went to Mombasa, again we had a major statement. The party leader, UDA, is in the midst of the spirit of the ODM party. What does he start to gain in the spirit of the ODM party? The rights of Wadai, the rights of Badi, the rights of Joho have candidly said that with the government, even after 2027. But who guarantees UDA? Who tells them that they'll be in leadership 2027? You can always say, you can say anything, you can say that you'll be in power even in 2032. But it is all about the strategies that you are going to deploy for you to remain in power. Babu Owino says the party has not engineered this discussion in terms of how our alliances, our strengths, our party structure. Yet somebody is already in 2027. You are yet to birth the party structure in 2026. ODM and the division between the ODM is splitting the party at the wrong time. We have seen that the ODM party is the only party that has built democracy over time. It has enjoyed party membership across Kenya. Because if you look into other parties are subjected to regional party relationship. It is ODM has managed to get the face of Kenya. In the midst of this fight today, that we are seeing that we are witnessing in the ODM, we are seeing another spirit that came back in 2023 when we had Jubilee. We had the party leader UDA sponsoring the spirit of our party, the Jubilee Party. We were not as careful as we are today because the party, UDA party leader drives on splitting major political parties. And this time round, he is at ODM. Will ODM survive the split? Because already the split is there. It is not, it will be there. It is already there. Junet rate last year tells us that there's a split. So we cannot say that there's no split in ODM. There's a huge split. Will with the system at the split in ODM make Badi and Opio Adai and Joho? Yes. Will they survive the 2026? Let us not even address the 2027. Will they survive the 2026? I'm not seeing them surviving. All parties notwithstanding, it is the high time that they embraced the leadership of the young leaders. The Babu we know of the party leaders, and any other young people that are coming up. We saw yesterday, I think that was last week, a youth leader from ODM trying to lecture the Secretary General on how to behave. You know, we are even pushing now bad manners even to the youth. The issue of the bad manners in political leadership came out clearly last week when we attended the burial of the late Silas Jirogo. And it was common in the discussion. It is not about abolishing Section 2 of our Constitution, allow for the multi-parties to survive. Because when you bring split in the other parties, you are literally killing other parties. Can party leadership of UDA, led by the party leader UDA, allow other parties to be? Don't come and split other parties. Allow other parties to have their own dynamics in systems and structures. Like what Babu said and what Sifuna said. Let the party structure. Come have a sitting, discuss the alliances, discuss the structure, discuss the candidates. Once we have this in place, then we can decide to deal with the pre-election alliances. But before, why are you discussing the pre-election alliances, yet you do not deal with the grassroots? Our brother here is telling us, bring the...
I want you to hold your thought right there, because once we come back, I'll give you 2 minutes to complete it, because I want us to go for a tiny break. That once we come back, we talk about it. And you can be ready, because this is what Sifuna is saying. In the event that the ODM party comes and says, we're going to support Ruto in 2027, he says he's going to walk out of the party. He also says that this broad-based government conversation, it's dead because it's not implemented the 10-point agenda that it was supposed to implement, and nobody's addressing it. So he says, as far as this is concerned, as the SG of ODM, it is dead. That's why he doesn't want anything to do with it. Once we come back, we hear what Abdul Samad is saying, we hear what Kasno Makoro is saying, by Mark that James is representing here this morning. So, right here.
Taarifa zinapochipuka na kutufikia papa hapa kwenye makao makuu ya chumba cha habari cha runinga ya Lookup, kwenye taifa, kwenye serikali, kwenye bunge, tunajitosa hadi kwenye sauti ya wenyeji ili kupata tu maoni ya wenyeji kuhusu masuala haya yanayochipuka.
Maana hii kitu inaenda kuumiza Mkenya kwa tax.
Hakuna kitu tunafurahia. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sisi tunaumia, si ati tunaumia ile ya kiukweli. Juu maisha ni ngumu.
Na bila shaka tunapata maoni yao ili sauti yao ipate kusikika. Na watasema hili, waseme lile, watasema hiki, na waseme kile, almuradi sauti yao ipate taa.
Mambo ya mafuta tena imekuwa ni changamoto zaidi kwa kila mtu wa bodaboda.
Uchumi ikikuwa stable, tunaamini mambo itakuwa sawa sawa.
Kwanza liko na ria wa boda, mama mboga nini. Hao sasa ndio wamefinywa zaidi mazuri.
mtazamaji, hii ni bunge la wenyeji.
How easy is it for you to forgive someone who has hurt you?
How easy is it?
What are some tips, a person can apply to improve their public speaking skills?
We all have personality lazy somewhere around us.
In my mind, whenever I'm invited for a public speaking event, I don't like to put a lot of, accessories or too many colors.
What are the major things to look out when choosing a school for a child?
Another cheesy conversation starter is, men do this a lot. Men look familiar. Have we met before? No. We met in
Nobody's buying that line again.
No, we don't. We don't buy it anymore.
I recall the doctor telling me that day, he said, Sarah, I'm sorry about what happened to you, but you see, life happens. You would have to learn to work with your hands, depend on your hands more.
And today, if you're going through anything that you do not understand, just call on this name, Jesus, and he will save you.
I realized I love music when I was about 7 or 8. I used to puff my cheeks and play the 12-bar blues. Like I'd walk around the house doing like...
Why do we need the Holy Spirit?
I mean, if you look at what Jesus said when he was leaving, he said he's going and that he will send the Holy Spirit as our helper.
So God knows everything since the end, from the beginning, has a plan for your life. So to find that plan for your life, you must find God. When you find God, you will know the path for your life.
Do you need a dose of hope? If so, you are in the right place. We think of ourselves around here as hope dealers, delivering truth, power, and inspiration to hearts and minds all over the world. If nothing else has worked for you, why not give the God thing a try? For it's in the presence of God that you'll find everything that you need. Amen.
Secretary General of the Orange Democratic Movement, Mr. Edwin Sifuna, must be reminded in no uncertain terms that it is he who leads the Orange Democratic Movement and not the other way round. That his exit will not be a big blow as his hype men try to deceive him. It will only be but a mere tickle. Mr. Sifuna must be reminded unequivocally that he has always been an affirmative action candidate. He could not afford to be elected as Secretary General. He was handpicked by the party. And his senatorial bid in 2022 was no different. He even admitted publicly that kuna mtu alifanywa ile kitu so that he could get that slot. Mr. Edwin Sifuna will not focus on the plight of Nairobians. Instead, he chooses to incite and insult members of parliament from our party, going as far as calling them washenzi. Now, as a spokesperson of the party, he must produce a record where they agreed that that is how top organs of the party will refer to each other. He has done this not once but twice in the recent past within the space of a week. Mr. Sifuna must be reminded that he will and must toe the party line as long as he is spending shillings from Chungwa House. He is employed not to give us his personal opinions masquerading as political truth from the Orange Democratic Movement. Regarding presidential elections and coalition building, instructions, directions, and insights about that subject only flow from one office in the party, the office of the party leader, Senator Dr. Oburu Oginga, whom Mr. Sifuna and his cronies, including the deputy party leader, have decided to paint as a transitional stopgap leader. Mr. Sifuna, your dalliance and philandering with our political detractors is okay because we live in a democratic country, but you cannot dictate how we're supposed to feel about your betrayal for our party's ideals. You have consistently sabotaged party organs, and now brazenly, out of a few coins that you're getting from our biggest detractors, grow in the kahunas to think that you will speak to us in a belittling manner.
Joyce, yes. I want to give you those 2 minutes, and then you also respond to what Makore is saying as well. He's saying that, look here, you're just an SG, and you can't paint our party leader as a stopgap leader. You can't abuse our party leaders. In fact, he's used the same words that Edwin Sifuna used, washenzi. And he's saying that anything pertaining election and alliances in this party, that communication comes from the party leader, not you. You can't just, as an SG, decide, and your cronies, decide that, well, anything, alliances, political conversations, we're gonna come up with it. That's what he's saying. Quick response to this before you also respond to Edwin, to Sheyuka.
I think it's in the public domain now that the spirit in ODM is now beyond repair.
Yes.
And I don't think they have their morning briefs, because if they have their morning briefs, just like what the young man is saying, then they should have discussed those issues.
Yes.
We've seen that the break now is irreparable. It cannot be repaired. Before we went for the break, you mentioned that Sifuna said, if I were to support the UDA, I will take a walk. I think Sifuna is preparing his crowds for walking. Mm-hmm. Either way, in the midst, in the heat of all this, he needs to look for his political footing. And his political footing will not be free and will not be democratic under the leadership of the current leadership of ODM. And no wonder he said, if I have to support the UDA government, I will take a walk. I think that is his message. And Dr. Senator Oburu Odinga belongs now to the broad-based function. When the Mombasa governor endorses him and tells him you are the party leader, and he declares that he will vie for, he'll be the flag bearer.
Yes.
2027. Way back, we remember when Jimmy Wajege faced Raila head-on. I think it was 2013. I think it was 2012. What happened when Jimmy Wajege told Raila that I want us to compete, who will be the flag bearer of DM? What happened to Jimmy Wajigi? He was kicked out. When we were burying Silas Jirogo, and I'm repeating this discussion, Sifuna said, asked the congregation, can't we have a presidential candidate from ODM from Western Kenya? And the message was clear. Here, he's defying that the rights of the Mombasa governor says, Dr. you need to be the flag bearer. Another young man, the senator Nairobi says, these are two senators. One senator from Nairobi says, Western Kenya will produce the presidential candidate. The CIA senator is endorsed here as the presidential candidate. We are seeing a party reading from two fronts. And this is the worst time that this can be exhibited. We are seeing the death of ODM. Before 2027, ODM will be in rake 4 parties. Remember, we had the Ford party. Yes. What happened to the Ford? Today we have about 5 Fords. To the rights of my friend Shiyuka, who have assisted ODM, whose party leader has assisted ODM to its deathbed. ODM will be split. It will have the ODM original. It will have the ODM Asiri, read by the rights of, the Baba Wino. To me, if I were asked, of course they will not ask me, let them go back to the delegates. Yes. Let them not discuss this issue with UDA party leader seated at the head of the table.
Yes.
Let them exclude the leadership of Jubilee. Let them exclude the leadership of Wamunyo DCP. Let ODM structure sit and discuss issues pertaining to ODM. If they discuss independently, then they'll get some headway. If they will not discuss with the rights of body saying we'll be in the government, then they're headed for the wrong direction.
Pretty much. Quick response to what Makore is saying. He's saying, well, You cannot disrespect the party leader, as it were. Any conversation of party alliances, political party movements, that communication comes from the party leader's office, and so you need to listen to him. The latest declaration from the party leader is that as it stands, he's the only one within the party who can run for presidential elections. Quick reaction to that, Shiv.
Thank you so much, Mr. Simba. I think what is happening generally in the country and in ODM,
yes,
if you look at it with the political lens, is bound to happen. Because one, we have succession politics. We have succession politics. One, within the ODM party. Two, within 2027.
That's it.
So what is happening to me, if you ask me as a politician, and when I look at it from the political lenses, is bound to happen. So what is happening is not happening because the UDA party leader has meddled in the politics of ODM. What is happening is because those people that are posturing themselves because of personal interest to assume power first through ODM, because they know the people who will have the mandate within ODM, they'll be in very good positions to negotiate themselves, either with UDA or with any other political party, to come together and assume power, because 2027 is about succession politics. And when you have an election where you are having succession politics,
yes,
that's not a joke, that's not a child's play. It is serious business.
That's it.
It is serious business.
Shuka,
Number two.
If you can allow me to, before you go to your second point, that we do agree. It's all about succession politics, and everybody understands
within
that.
ODM and within the country.
That's
within
it.
the, yes.
What is UDA's interest in ODM? Could you declare today to us this morning?
What I'll say, the UDA interest in ODM,
yes,
is an interest any man can have in a beautiful girl when you want to marry and raise a family.
Yes.
And that's why the interest the UDA party has in ODM is the same interest the ODM party has in UDA.
Using that analogy then,
yes,
would it be correct to say that you're trying everything possible as UDA to make sure that in one way or another you have this girl called ODM? That whatever is going on within ODM right now, in your best interest, that's what you want to happen.
What I'm saying, this girl is in love with this man, and this man is in love with this girl.
Is it easy?
So it's a mutual. It's two way. It's not one way. It's not one way.
We couldn't be having a split if it was mutual.
No, it's not about what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the party.
Yes.
ODM,
yes,
and UDA.
Somebody gave me.
What is happening? What is happening in the ODM?
I want to apologize.
It's internal.
Somebody gave me this example this
yes.
morning when I was coming to the studio. It's a perfect analogy of what you're giving, but your analogy is not complete.
Yes.
So somebody gave me this analogy.
Yes.
That ODM and UDA is the girl is now ODM, UDA is the man, and these two necessarily do not love each other, but they see it working out. But the mother and the father of this girl do not like you. So whatever you're doing as UDA is making sure that you're trying to do everything possible to convince the mother and the girl, the mother and father for this UDA, for this girl called ODM, that you're the right person. So when the mother and the father do not agree, you're weakening it, that alliance, and it's good for you, because at the end of the day, it's going to be easier for you to enter this house for this girl, for you to see through the marriage. That's why we have the split, that you're enjoying it. Because if the mother and the girl come together, then there's no way for you to get in. So whatever you're doing as UDA is to make sure that there's this split, and this split continues. And I was told that the promise is already out, that all those guys who are in government have been told, you're going to be in government post 2027. And guess what? The agreement was not beyond 2027. So what you're doing, so what you're doing is, all those guys who are in government have been promised, you're going to be with us post-2027. The guys already know what the deal was, that it was only up to 2027, which even the late Raila Amolo Odinga said. They're sticking to that. And that's the true group. The likes of Babu Owino, the likes of Sifuna, the likes of James Orengo, were actually saying this morning that they have evidence that somebody wants to sell ODM to UDA. Is that what's going on? Is that what you don't want to say?
You know, let me tell you, that is politics. What Bobo Owino and Sifuna saying they want to sell it, that is politics.
James Orengo is saying.
That's politics.
And he's actually saying that he has
and in
evidence.
politics,
yes,
you have to bear in mind, we have got propaganda.
So
they are trying to weave a narrative.
Let
me tell you,
yes,
what Bobo Owino and Kina Sifuna, Kina Junet, yes, they are trying to weave a narrative so that the party membership of ODM feel that, oh, now these guys, they want, the likes of Sifuna, they want to go and sell an ABCD. So this is just a narrative.
Yes.
And once it is helped, the members will have to buy to buy it. But having said that, what I can just tell you is about power play.
That's it.
It is about power play within ODM.
That's it.
And as UDA, we need to make friends and we need to seduce them. So we shall seduce ODM as long as it can take.
That's it.
Until we win, so that we can form government.
Pretty much.
Because if we cannot get partners whom we can come together and win government, then we have got no, then we need to get a mandate.
That's it.
So we shall have to seduce ODM or even other parties, yes, so that we can collectively,
yes,
as a nation, come together and form government that is inclusive.
I want us to listen to Abdul Somad this morning. He's a man who's concerned that the ODM party is not headed in the right direction. He's calling out for a relook into the affairs of ODM. Let's listen to him this morning, and then after that, come weigh in with Joyce as well.
Kubaliana na mimi ama mimi nikubaliane na wewe, lakini nikakuwa nimekupatia heshima ya kusikiza wewe na niweze kujua vipi itakavyokwenda, na wewe unipatie heshima ya kunisikiza hata mimi pia. Hapa tulipo kwa hii kanisa tuna watoto. Mzazi yoyote atakwambia nguo ya jana huwezi kumbalisha mtoto yule mwaka ujao. Kwa wale wenye kuwa na kujua mambo ya samaki, kule eneo ya Kisumu na maeneo mengine yale yako na fish pond. Kama fish pond yako ni kiwango hiki, samaki hawezi kukua zaidi. Bahari kila ikiwa kubwa, unapata samaki sasa wanazidi kuwa wakubwa, sio? Hatuwezi kusema chama chetu tunataka kiweze kwenda mbele kama tunataka kukaa pale pale tulipo. Hasa mimi maoni yangu kama deputy party leader, na unajua inaitisha mkutano wa Central Committee, ninaomba party leader wetu Dr. Muro aitishe mkutano wa haraka. Mimi nawaambia katika maoni ambayo kwamba yaliyopo, hatuwezi kukaa katika hii ndoa ambayo kwamba ni ya nusu-nusu. Kama ni kuongea na rais, tunaongea na rais, tunamjua 2027 tunaenda namna gani kwa sababu ya watu wetu. Na wangu wengine kama wako na maoni mengine, ni sawa watoe maoni yao. Haina haja ya matusi. Nimesikia juzi inaambiwa sijui nani alikula pesa. Sasa mimi nimeona ripoti ya Auditor General katika chama cha kisiasa ambacho kwamba kimefanywa audit na Auditor General ni chama cha ODM, na tumeambiwa hakuna pesa ile ya bomba imeiliwa. Sasa sijui hii ya juu imeibiwa kwa siasa ya chuki, siasa ya ukabila, siasa ya matusi, siasa ile ambayo kwamba watu hawana mwelekeo. People is sort of talking with each other. They are talking at each other.
That conversation that We cannot be in a 50-50 conversation. And he accepts that. He says it. And then goes on to say, you know what we can do, even if it means us talking to the president so that he tells us what is in it for us in 2027. Why can you say, is he conflicting himself? Because why can't they make up their mind and say, as a party, this is the way we're going to go? Why does it have to take to talk to the president again to tell them what is in it for them, Joyce?
Dawn is, it is getting to dawn to the ODM that the promises of the UDA party leader cannot hold.
Mm-hmm.
One, which promises have the party leader, UDA, promised them? That in the region there will be a deputy president. They had not seen, during the by-election at the Mount Kenya East, it was assumed like the deputy president of this country would be overtaken by events. And like he was not in control.
Yes.
Then go to Nyamira where we had 3 by-elections, MCA, and again another opposition leader took control. So, gentlemen, including the Mombasa governor, it is dawning now to them that what you're being promised literally will be hard for you to get. That UDA, I mean the ODM wanted to come on the table
yes,
with the possession of the deputy president. And yet, the Mount Kenya region, which has long gone, have started now warming up to the president through the leadership of the deputy president. So we have power plays here. Well, before we went to what the governor had said, you had asked a very sensitive question, and my brother Shuka again was trying to deal with the answer. We are holding factors constant that ODM will win 2027. Where does Nyanza, give the definition of Nyanza, where Simba himself comes from?
Yes.
We have the Upper Nyanza and we have the Lower Nyanza. The Lower Nyanza now has gone to one gentleman called Fred Matiang'i. Where we had the good following, the Kisii and Nyamira, today, tables have turned. Why did Nyamira vote for an UPA candidate and not the ODM candidates? Tables are turning. It is dawning now to the rights of the diehards of the ODM that things are not as they were before Baba passed on. Because Baba had his personal grip. Today, the UDA party leader does not have the grip that was with Baba. Regional political dynamics are now emerging. We were to give you the deputy president. Gladys Waga will give you the deputy president. Deliver for us Kasipul,
yes,
because we are sure
yes,
Bere North will go.
Yes.
Bere North did not go. Bere North came in. Power press now changed. He is saying, I want to echo what he is saying. We cannot be in this situation on hatujui tunajua. We need to be very firm on what the party, as the ODM party, needs in this coalition.
Yes.
And what they need. Our friend Shuka said when his opening statements, Reta maogezi from the grassroots. Let the grassroots embrace the changes that we want.
Yes.
If this discussion is in boardroom, what Winnie Odiga says, this discussion cannot be won if we are discussing them in the boardrooms. This discussion can only be won when we go back to the grassroots. And when we go to the grassroots, we win. But this power play at what we have the broad-based government is in the boardrooms. The checks have been drawn, Siba.
Yes.
The ODM checks have been, the sale is on now, and the checks have been drawn. We even know the figure that have been changed. It is not about propaganda, as Yuka is saying. These are hard facts. That party was sold. The beneficiaries are not Sifuna and associates. Now, no wonder Sifuna is saying, I'll take a walk. Because he's not the list of beneficiaries of the beneficiaries of the post-elections. But Sifuna is saying something. We have seen systems, and systems have failed us. I said this from when I started. Systems have failed us. And Sifuna is a prophet and he's saying, systems will fail you. It is not about the systems or they will deliver. Shuka here will tell you that it is not about the systems. Because systems do not give us in the UC, in the Asimio, do not give us the victory. It is about the grassroots, how you mobilize. Shiuka told us, wacha chama ya ODM, irudi mashinani. This is my clarion call.
Yes.
Sifuna, don't take a walk. Request your party structure to go back to mashinani. Let there be discussion. And when they discuss, just like the Mombasa governor said, tusiwe nusu-nusu hatujui tuko wapi. Wacha tujue tuko wapi.
That's it. Sifuna, sorry, Shiuka, even before you respond to that as well, I want to weigh in your sentiments on what he's saying as well. I mean, Abdul Samad, he's not even calling for an NDC. He's avoiding it. He's asking the party leader to call for a party meeting. He's not calling for an NDC. He's saying, well, at this point, I mean, with the way things are going, let the party leader call for a meeting so that we see exactly how we can solve the issues that are going on within the party. And these are the areas that we're seeing as well. Reports are also showing that Opiyo Wandayi is calling for a disciplinary action against one Edwin Sifuna. He's also saying that if indeed it continues the way it's continuing, this offensive charm against the broad-based government conversation, they should call for a disciplinary action against Sifuna, notwithstanding ousting him as the SG. It's not the very first time that we've seen this call. It's actually been told before that you're not the only one who can be the SG for that party. Do you believe that Sifuna should face a disciplinary action if he continues the way he's going? And what is his mistake, Shiuka?
Thank you very much. First of all, I think, in my opinion, that it is wrong for anybody within the ODM party to call for either disciplinary action against the SG.
Yes.
Because even if they expel him or discipline him, that will not be making any remedy for the growth of the ODM party. I think the deputy party leader, Abdul Samad.
Shiuka, you're trying to be politically correct.
Yes.
This morning.
Yes. Yes. Well,
because he's a man who is said whatever your party leader is championing as a broad-based government conversation, to him it's nonsense. He says it died a long time ago because the 10-point agenda hasn't been addressed as well.
You know, I think that is also where the Sifuna is losing the point.
Yes.
Because in this relationship, and I'll use the analogy of a lady and a man when they are in courtship. This broad-based agreement, to me, I take it as courtship with certain do's and don'ts agreement, the 10-point agenda, which the UDA party, through our party leader, His Excellency the President, is being a honest broker, delivering on his side. What ODM should do, should assess, has the president, being the leader of UDA, done what he was expected? To me, yes, he has done, and he's doing it. So, Sifuna should not push for marriage to happen at this moment, because this is not the right time for marriage to happen. Because we are having a courtship period through a broad-based agreement up to 2027. We agree. We agree. That our agreement, broad-based agreement, is up to 2027.
Why can he push for, yes, we know it's in existence, but can we get ready for post-2027? What mistake is he doing by saying?
Nobody is denying Sifuna and his brigade to push for that. But it is not the right time for it to push for that, because 2027 is coming. And let them come on the table and say, we are either going to get married or not, because of A, B, C, D. So he's jumping the gun. He's jumping the gun.
Shuka, would you be comfortable sitting in a party knowing very well that it's in 2026, the general election is in 2027, and here is a party that is quite silent in 2026 without any clear plan or action plan on what they're supposed to do in 2027? Would you be comfortable if UDA didn't give you a plan for 2027 as of now, Shiuka?
Already, as in UDA, we are already comfortable because we know our flag bearer.
Of course you are comfortable.
Oh, you are comfortable because we know our flag bearer.
I'm putting you in a position where
yes.
if you didn't know who your flag bearer is, who your flag bearer is, and you're in a coalition government, and you're being told, no, don't talk about anything for 2027 because we're already in a coalition government.
I think it is not right for Sifuna to push things to happen now. It's good to have that conversation, but he should have that conversation within the party. But since there is turbulence within the party, they should work to arrest the turbulence within the party. And the only way for them to arrest the turbulence within the party is for them to have an NDC, after which they'll now come with a position, as a party position, on how they are going to engage the 2027 election.
Yes.
So the problem with Sifuna is pushing for things to be implemented without making the turbulence in ODM.
That's it.
To come to a standstill.
Just before I cross over to Joyce, I mean, you can see the trend, Shuka. You and I are reading it. Look at the likes of Abdul Somad. Look at the likes of Opio Wandai. Look at the likes of Atandi. The guys who are warming up to be in a conversation post-2027.
Yes.
Look at the party leader. Just last year, he did release it was quite a big statement. He said, it's the vice president or nothing else. He speaks like a man who's already resigned to the fact that we are not in the running for the top seat in the country.
But you see,
they're going in for negotiation. What stops Sifuna from saying, wake up, guys? And that's what Sifuna is saying, wake up. Let's chart our way for 2027 now.
Yes, it's good to chart their way, but let them organize their house. Their house is not in order. If they say, for example, we want to be given the deputy president, okay? They have to make the structures to come up with that decision.
Yes.
So once they come with that decision, now they'll present the decision as a party policy.
That's it.
As a party position. Right now, they don't have any party position.
Yes.
Because we have got turbulency and power plays and personal interest in fighting within ODM. So once that is settled, then they come up with a party position that we want to have a deputy president from ODM.
That's it. And Shuka,
and then, you know, it will depend whether they just blanket, putting it as a blanket, they want a deputy president. Or they say, we are proposing the party leader or Gladys Wanga or who to be there. That makes the difference.
Pretty much.
So those are the nitty-gritties.
Yes.
So still the check is completely blank. We don't know.
Joyce,
how much we can sign.
On the same statement as well. I mean, here you are as a party, here you are as an SG to a party that is now got a new party leader, and the party leader has already made a statement. It's going to be the VP or nothing else. Then this year he says, as it stands, I'm the one who can run for that top position for the presidential seat from this party. I mean, and then you hear the guys who are in government saying, we need to talk about how we can still be in government post-2027. I mean, from where Sifuna and the other party members are seated, it looks as if they are presenting ODM for a negotiation with UDA. What makes it wrong with Sifuna saying, hold on, no, why are we negotiating? Why can't we present our party the way we've been presenting it before?
Sifuna is a true follower of Baba, and he believes in democracy. Let's go back again to the 10-point agenda. It was drawn by a very serious brains in this country, the likes of Paul Mwangi and others. But it failed to capture one small item, the timelines.
That's it.
Sifuna is addressing an issue of the 10-point agenda. But if you look into the document itself and 10-point agenda, haina timeline. It does not say that the injustices against the Gen Zs will be addressed at what point.
Yes.
So Sifuna coming to address the issue of the 10-point agenda now is overtaken by events. He's trying to play into the public gallery. Come to the party. The party needs to put its house in order. On one side, the party leader cannot say the party needs the deputy president's slot.
Yes.
Which the seat itself is currently and ably held by one gentleman from Mount Kenya East. You see, when you bring in that warning statement, it's like you're holding the UDA party leader at ransom. Either you put aside the deputy president, so that you can accommodate us, or we bolt. I think it is the high time that parties now put the house in order, including UDA. UDA makes strengthen your party structures. Form coalitions with other parties, including even other parties, even if it's DCP, Wiper, etc.
Yes.
Let these parties front their own individual presidential candidates. Because when Oburu Odinga comes on board and said, sisi ile kitu tunataka ni deputy president, kama hiyo hakuna. You see, he's trying to create a lot of worrying, he's trying to exert a lot of pressure. And even to the right of Sifuna, they are saying, wait a minute, you are wrong here. Because the party has not sat and remedied that situation, brought out the structures that we need. You see? Yes. So, such that we will not front a presidential candidate this time. We will front a deputy president, so that even UDA, you see, ODM is pushing exerting a lot of pressure into the UDA party.
But it's naked.
And it is, of course, this is just like a madman running, you know. It's already naked.
Yes.
ODM, put your house in order. Sifuna is asking you, put your house in order. Yes. Once you put your house in order, you tell us what you want. So that you engage, it will tell you, go and engage the DAPK, go and engage DCP, go and engage, go and engage, go and engage. But as it is now, ODM, you are just like a madman running in the market, you know. You are embarrassing yourself. Because on one side, you are saying this on one side, and no wonder. When the deputy party leader says, the party leader, take charge. The party leader is not in charge. Because why do you need somebody to tell you, but take charge? You need to be up to the game. Winnie Odinga herself said, this gentleman is not able. And we saw in the deputy party leader, the deputy party leader has said, yes, party leader take charge. Because they have also established, including the Secretary General of ODM, they have established that the party leader, yes, the current party leader, is inadequate to lead that party.
That's it.
Yes.
Just a quick, I want to take 45 seconds, respond to this. I've got a couple of guys who are watching us this morning. Thank you very much, Victor. How are you doing? And this is what he's saying. There's something that Shuka is not saying this morning. Oburu Odinga is an appointment of President Dr. William Ruto. Everything that's going on within ODM right now, Ruto is very happy because it moves him closer to the two-term movement. Do you agree that Oburu Odinga is an appointment of President Dr. William Ruto?
No. I disagree with my friend because our president is a candidate of UDA. He's not a member of the Central Management Committee of ODM, which nominated Dr. Oburu for the position of interim party leader.
That's it.
So I just want to respectfully inform him that our president is not a member of the Central Management Committee of ODM.
That's it.
Yes.
All right, I've got Maura this morning who's watching as well. Thank you very much, Maura. How are you doing? He's saying, and this is to both of you, there's something that all of you must agree. This is the death of ODM that you guys are talking about here. The moment Sifuna walks out, it is done, and only one man is going to be happy, one President Dr. William Ruto. True.
The UDA president, UDA party leader is wishing and calling for when, not if, when Sifuna will take a walk. Because taking a walk of Edwin Sifuna means death of ODM.
I don't agree with that. We as a UDA, we are a very honest broker. We are ready to sign the check. We are ready to sign the check. The only thing is that we cannot sign a blank check. We can't sign a blank check. We want ODM to organize themselves, have a party position, come and say this is our party position from 2027 onwards. Then we can engage. But for now, you know, the check is blank, we can't sign it, let them organize themselves, and then come officially with a party position, we shall engage. But for now, we are good to go with the broad-based agreement engagement.
Finally then, we do have Oye. Oye, you're supposed to be here yesterday, you didn't make it, but I receive your apologies. And this is what he's saying this morning. Fantastic conversation. Say hi to your panelists this morning. And this is what they have to know, that there's a lot that's going on within ODM as it currently stands. But the truth is, Sifuna and his company should tone it down. There is more that is coming. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, oh, yeah. Literally, everybody in ODM, not Sifuna, everybody in ODM needs to tone down.
Yes.
they need to draw down the swords that they have, including even Opiyo Adai and Badi.
Yes.
Let them cross the room. Exclude Jubilee members, exclude Shiuka and Associates.
Yes.
They'll put the house in order. If they open the windows for Shiuka and Associates, for my party, they will die.
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah, you are right.
That's it.
Yes.
Shiuka.
What I can say is not a matter of everybody toning down. It's a matter of the interim party leader, Oburu Odinga, taking charge and calling for an NDC.
That's it.
That will diffuse the fire that is burning ODM. Otherwise, we shall blame our party leader, we shall blame Jubilee, but the problem is for the interim party leader of ODM to take charge and call for an NDC. And what is happening in the ODM is going to be completely stopped.
Pretty much. Do you agree that one Edwin Sifuna needs to face disciplinary action for his offensive charm within the ODM party? For those who've participated this morning, thank you very much. I couldn't go through all your comments. I know there have been a flurry of them. I guess what we do, we're going to keep on sharing and liking them as we go on. Thank you very much for being a part and parcel of our show this morning. I'll see you tomorrow for another conversation. Shiuka, Joyce, thank you very much for coming by. It is a pleasure to have you around. Fantastic. That's it. I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Good morning.